Tap in, everybody. Tap in. Y'all know what this is. Mick Emperor, the Great. Yes, in the building, building. We're going to talk about a powerful, powerful lesson today, Powerful. We'll be talking about the duality of the universe and understanding it and why it's such an easy teaching. It's literally so easy to understand and comprehend that it really makes sense to me on why ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, was able to survive so long as a society because of the teachings of understanding the universe. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand the basic teachings of it, man, it's so profound that you can't deny it. It's hard to deny because it's based upon the science of the universe. And that's why so many times you see all the religions of the world still studying in ancient Kemet and trying to formulate their religion out of the religion. So a lot of times what you do is you get people who practice monotheism, right? And when they practice monotheism, the first people that they want to say, the first kingdom to come and try to practice monotheism was up under King Akhenaten, who said that the sun was the primary and only representation of a deity to be worshipped by man. That's who they credit with having the first kingdom as having a religion based on monotheism. You see what I'm saying? Yes, Akhenaten. So the thing about it though is that in them teachings of teaching you about Akhenaten, they never teach you what ancient Kemet really believed in, because if they did teach you what ancient Kemet really believed in, you would immediately leave your religion and go back to ancient Kemet. Because like I told y'all, the reason why they had to get rid of ancient Egypt is because no other religion across the world could compete with it. That's why the Christians went there and tied their religion in with it. That's why the Muslims went there and still over there now and tied their religion with it. And you always got to think about that. Why are Muslims over there in ancient Egypt practicing Islam in a country that doesn't even practice Islam? Yet they still revere the knowledge of the ancients that came before them who had it right first. As opposed to these new religions now who have copied off of ancient Kemet but don't want to tell you nothing about the religion itself. They just want to tell you that the pharaohs were bad people. And being that they just want to tell you that the pharaohs was bad people, they want to just say that, oh, in ancient Egypt, they worshiped all different kinds of gods instead of just one God, and that they were an evil religion ran by an evil man. Yet it is the oldest religion in the world. And why is that? Because it's not really a religion of the anyway. It's an actual teaching and study of life, an actual teaching and study of the universe, an actual teaching and study of yourself, an actual teaching and study of nature. It's not about you believing in anything. It's about you knowing the truth that's around you. Nobody has to be taught or forced. Let me take that back. Nobody has to be forced into the religion of ancient Kemet, because once you study it, you understand that it's the truth, because it's based off of the science that you see every single day. Not a religion that promises you something that's going to happen in the hereafter. No, it's a religion that teaches you about your life every single day in every aspect of your life and why you exist. As opposed to trying to teach you that you are born into sin. And ancient Kemet was actually different. You weren't born into sin. You were born what? Divine. That life is more precious with understanding. Whereas the new religions now with Christianity and Islam, they don't teach you about life itself. They just teach you about what you should not do. A negative religion that goes around and gives all the credit to something outside of yourself. Allah did this, Allah did that. But what about you? What is your role? Are you just a servant to this God, or are you an actual participant in life? And I don't think people really understand that Christianity and Islam makes you a servant as opposed to a master. You're taught your whole life that if you do not obey this being, then once you finally die, you're going to be cast down into hell. That's what you're taught in both religions. As opposed to ancient Kemet, it teaches you that what? You are a divine being. That you have the power of both life and death. And that you are a participant in the universe as opposed to just being a servant of it. As opposed to what the religions teach you now. And see, when they teach you about Kemet, they don't teach you about the cross. They teach you about the cross that they teach you over there in Christianity, but they never want to tell you where they got the concept of a cross from in the first place. And the first concept of a cross comes from ancient Kemet. But it's not a religious symbol in the aspect of understanding that this is that. No, it's the code of life. So the cross is a reminder of the code of life. And when you understand that you're walking around with a code of life, then you understand what life is and can't nobody come and mislead you. But when you believe that you're a sinner and that you're trash, then you're going to walk around not with a symbol of life, but with a symbol of death, because that's what you are. Dumb, deaf, and blind. With no proper understanding of who you are as a being, as a divine being who is experiencing life every single day. This is the code of life. 0, 1. Female, male. Negative, positive. Not a man on the cross that died for your sins because you're a immoral being. But the symbol of life that shows you how life is created. Like I told y'all before, 0 comes before 1. And being that 0 comes before 1, that lets you know where 1 comes from. That the man came from the woman. And that light came from darkness. Because the womb is dark. The black hole of the universe, the womb of a woman. The symbol of life. Not death, but life. That's why 0 comes before 1, because how can you be 1 unless you come from something? The 1 has to walk out of the 0 in order for it to exist, the same way a man has to walk out of a woman in order for him to exist. It's no different. The science of the universe has always been what it's always been. So, but in the Christian religion, they teach you that 1 gave birth to 2, meaning that a man took his ribs and gave you a woman. That woman was made from man, but the universe teaches you that, and that's why they don't like ancient Egypt. The universe teaches you that man came from woman. That a man had to walk out of a woman, be birthed out of a woman in order for him to exist. The same way the sun had to be birthed out of a black hole in order for it to exist. The same way a plant had to be birthed out of a seed in order for it to exist. The same way a cow had to be birthed out of another cow in order for it to exist. So the same way that humans are born is the same way that planets and suns are born. They all have to travel out of a stargate in order for them to what? Exist. So when you see the Ankh, you're seeing the symbol of life of 0 and 1. The first cross on this planet. The symbol of life, not death, but life. Of how all things in creation are created. Out of the darkness into light. Out of 0 comes 1. And then with the combination of 1 and 0, you get what? 2. Simple science. But see, the Abraham religions don't want you to know this science because that comes from what? Education. Now you look at life different because you see that all life is consistent. The same way that plants and stuff are born is the same way that humans are born. And the same way the sun is born is the same way that humans are born. So life is consistent even in the cosmos as it is on this planet. And in ancient Egypt, we knew that. So when you hear the story of Ra being a self-created being in the womb of Nut, meaning that the darkness gave birth to itself light gave birth to itself out of darkness, then you understand the science of how life is created. When you're having an orgasm, right? When you're having an orgasm, you are having an inner burst of energy from the universe. Because life is the greatest accomplishment that a human being can do. So therefore, being that life is the greatest accomplishment that a human being can do, therefore you receive the most pleasure from what? Reproducing. The most amount of pleasure you will ever receive in life, if you're a full functioning human being, is through an orgasm Period. And it's an inner explosion of energy within yourself of the universe rewarding you for reproduction. It's a reward. That's why no matter how much abortion clinics the devil come out with, no matter how much birth control the devil come out with, you can't stop the process of life because it's the greatest reward that the universe gives you for reproducing. That's why when they tell you, oh, we believe that the universe happened from a Big Bang theory, they know it because it's all based on the same science of understanding self, because to understand self is to understand the universe. That's why they try to keep you as far away from yourself and tell you that you're evil for doing things that the universe has rewarded you for. See, these religions be lying to you when they try to tell you that it's like, no. And that's why they don't want you to know the true science of ancient Kemet, because once you learn it, it's addictive. It's based on the real science of the universe. It's not based on BS. Nobody had to come and die for you, for your sins. You're a negative being by nature. You consist for both light and darkness. That's your nature. And there's nothing you can do to get away from that. Everything is based on duality. Always has been. But unless you understand that science, you won't understand where you're at in the universe right now. Right now, the masses across the world, they worship death. They're in a death culture. Their music is death. Their food is death. Their water is death. Their air is death. They live in a death culture. They live around and watch negativity all day long. But the truth of the matter is that the culture of life is what ancient Kemet taught to the world. And how it coincides with your life. Christianity don't teach you that. Christianity teach you that you were born into sin. Islam teach you the same thing. Treat women horribly. Whereas in ancient Kemet, the women had just as much rights as the men. Because they understood that man comes from woman. It's real simple. And that's why everybody has to get back to the key of life to understand the real code of life and how they all coincide with each other. This whole world is based off sexual energy. I don't know if nobody done told you that, but the whole world, the whole universe is based off of sexual energy. It's the greatest energy. The energy to reproduce is the greatest energy on this planet. And that's amongst all species. That's why when I first started studying life, I came to the conclusion that life was based off of two elements: surviving to reproduce. Everything else was man-made. You're put on this earth to survive, to reproduce. Period. Anybody who don't believe that has not studied life and don't know half of what's really going on. We're put on this earth to survive, to reproduce. You wasn't born into sin. You weren't born a bad person. You weren't born evil. You weren't born corrupt. unless you just a negative person. But if you are a positive person, you see what I'm saying? That's what the universe is based off of. Sexual energy. And that's what this symbol has always represented. The power of life. The 0 and the 1. The binary code of all computers is negative and positive energy. The sun and the moon. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you have any questions that you want to build on anything, please. You're always allowed to call in. You can call in at 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. See, this was the first cross on the planet. Way before the Europeans put the Pharaoh on the cross and crucified him and made his death the New World Order cross across the planet. This is the first cross. And it's not based on anything else but understanding the principles of life. Anybody out there believe that a woman came from a man and that man was here first truly don't understand how the universe is. But when you understand really how the universe is, you will understand that no, 0 comes before 1. And that's why every time you have to change into another number system, you have to go through a 0 first, a tunnel, in order to get to 1. Let's count the numbers out for those who don't know how to count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you got to go where again? 0. Then back out to 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20. Then another 0 to get to 30. Then another. Why you think the Masons did that? Why do you think that number is important? The reason why it's important is because it's from where the numbers come from. It's the vortex of the universe. You can't get to 1 without going through a Stargate. Shouldn't be hard for you to understand that. But see, a lot of religions, because they haven't studied the ancient religions, they don't even understand that concept because they don't even understand life. All you've been taught as a Christian, is that, you know what I'm saying, man was here first and it's the patriotic society and you have to, no. It's like I told you about the crown. And why the crowns in Kemet was so important. If you look at the crowns and study the upper crown and the lower crown of ancient Egypt, they fit on each other perfectly. You know why? Because it's a representation of the female and the male principle. One on the inside, one on the outside. You put them together, you have a complete kingdom. You have a complete house. You have to have the feminine and the masculine. You have to have the 0 and the 1. The 0 represents the woman. The 1 represents the man. But like I tell brothers, you got to understand something. And this is what females, you are their creation. They created you to be the opposite of them. You are the manifestation of life into existence. That's why men are so important, because we are the manifestation of life. Just like the sun is the manifestation of light. The sun came from darkness and manifested itself into light. The same way a man manifests himself out of a woman. See, the thing about it is that the science is hidden so far and just in plain sight that unless you really sit back and observe, you won't understand that all the shit that you have been taught has been BS and is based on technology. It's based on technology. It's not based on telling you the truth. It's based on lying to you. If you want to keep a people out of order, you have to teach them knowledge that's out of order. If I teach you that a man comes from a woman, if I teach you that a woman comes from a man, and you know every time you see a kid being born that is coming out of a woman, that don't make no sense. And then it teach you that the other religion, like, come on, people, let's wake up. Use your brain. Use your brain. Stop being deceived. The truth has always been right there in front of you. All you got to do is observe it. It's literally for everybody to see. But like I said, if you hide the knowledge from the people, they can't learn. Then they live in what? Disorder. They live in what? Chaos. They can't see the forest before the trees, even though it's literally right there in front of them. It's right there in front of them. The Christians know this, but they have to keep teaching you and preaching you death, because that's what they have brought to the world. Christianity has brought death as a religion to the world, across the globe. For everybody to see. If you disagree or you want to challenge my thoughts, you can always call me at 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. It's really undisputable. You can't dispute me on it. The true religion always rises back to the top. That's why Kemet had to be destroyed. Because literally everybody from across the world will make their pilgrimages there for everybody to learn. Everybody. So the truth, like I said, the truth is what it is. But that, and listen, can't nobody call up and dispute it, because it's the truth. The truth is what it is. Talk to me.
Hey, so I'm watching your video, and what if I showed you proof from heaven that you're wrong? I can show you. No. I'm being honest. I ain't gonna play games. I'm dead serious.
Well, hold on. So what is your? You show me this proof for what?
To show you that the sun is not something you should be worshiping.
That the sun, hold on.
It's gonna be out of this world.
That the sun is something that we should not worship.
Yes.
But the sun provides you with light every day, right?
Yes. I understand that.
You understand
My
that,
thing
right?
is you on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You're on YouTube, right?
Uh-huh.
Look up my channel and then go look at my profile.
No. Show me now. Don't tell me to look at no programming.
Look at my channel, okay?
I don't want to look at no programming. Show me now.
I will. Look up
Don't
my
talk.
channel.
Don't talk to me about it. Show me.
Give me the name of the channel.
Show me. You tell me. You said you can show me. Show me.
Yes. Type in on your search bar.
I'm typing in none. You want to talk to me now? Talk to me now. Tell me.
I got you. Look up my channel.
No, I'm not looking up no channel. Tell me what you want me to look up. Tell me what you want to say.
Alright. So look up Trust Yah Forever.
Nobody looking up that. Look that up for what? You can talk to me now. Tell me this miracle you talking about. You can show me how I can look up heaven. And then you try to say, see, the thing about it is that you want me to go look at a channel. All I want you to do is go look outside. The sun is outside every day. I've never seen Yah or whatever, Yahweh, whoever y'all talking about. I've never seen Yahweh. I've never seen Jesus. And I've never seen Allah. And none of them have ever shown me more power than Ra. The sun is the manifestation of light in our universe. It blocks out every piece of darkness across the whole planet. Yet you want to show me something that I've never seen before. Like I tell y'all all the time. Y'all keep talking about Jesus is coming back. Y'all keep talking about Yahweh. I ain't seen him. But I have seen Ra. And I have seen him every day move the darkness of the universe out of my way. We don't even get daytime without Ra. Any disputes, please call me up at 323-497-6825. Please bring your Yahweh, your Allah, your Jesus. What are they doing tomorrow? Because I can tell you what Ra's going to do for you tomorrow. When you get up and you want to see what day is, you're going to see this big golden reflection of light rise itself off the horizon and push all of the darkness out of the way. And then it's going to do it again tomorrow. And it's going to do it again after that. And it's going to do it again after that. And you can go back to ancient Kemet and see why people believed in that deity. You know why? Because they could see it. Yahweh, you got to sit here and try to convince me that it exists because you've never seen him yourself. Same thing with Jesus. Same thing with Allah. You've never seen him. And you, oh, well, Allah created the sun. No, he did not. Allah, no, he did not. No. You can't prove it. It's just talk. But like I said, you can call me at 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. If you notice, when you debate, they never bring up the cross. You know why? Because it's based on the true science of the life. And it's undisputable. See, when you go back and you read about people like Herodotus, who went down into ancient Egypt and talked to the people there, he said that everything they believed in, they could prove scientifically. There was no just making up anything. It's all based on facts. Talk to me.
So, how do you think that the sun got there?
Were you listening earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me break it down to you. The sun itself is positive energy. It's the manifestation of light energy that you see in this universe every day. You have things in this world called black holes, which is the darkness energy. Hold, let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. You have these things called black holes in the universe, right? That suns are born inside of and manifest themselves into existence. Now, the way that we learned and taught this in ancient Egypt is like this. A man is the positive aspect of the universe. A man manifests itself inside of the womb of a woman and then brings itself to life throughout her womb into the light of existence.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me finish. So all life that you see goes on this same pattern. The sun is born, the moon is born, the earth is born. Hold on, let me finish. The earth is born, human beings are born, dogs are born, cats are born, whales are born. Everything is born, including the sun. The sun is a living thing. The sun is alive. You didn't know that?
Does the sun have a mind?
Yes, it does.
Can it talk?
Yes.
What?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, like.
Oh, okay. Well, that lets you know. That lets you know that you only have. Hold up. Hold up. You asked me these things, right? You hear me? You hold up. Let me explain it to you. You asked me. You said, "Does the sun have a mind?" Right?
Yeah, answer that question.
So you want to know if the sun is an actual living, breathing being, right?
It's literally a burning.
Oh, you don't know that because you've never been there, so you don't know that. You don't know what the sun is. You're just going off of, no, astronauts ain't never been to the sun. No. You don't know. You think you know, but you don't know. No, you don't. You don't know that. You've never been to the sun. You haven't even studied the sun to even know anything about the sun. No, you have not. You have not. All energy on this universe is alive. The energy that's inside of you is not your flesh. You are a ball of energy in flesh. Your energy is what controls your body. It's not the body controlling the energy. So anything that has energy in it is alive, because that's what life is. It's energy. If you could not sustain yourself without energy, you are what they call the actor of the universe. The sun itself is alive, the same way this planet is alive. Unfortunately, people don't even listen to me. Unfortunately, people don't even know that. They think that the earth is just this big old ball of rock that has oceans and volcanoes and all this other stuff on there. But because you can't directly talk to it, you believe that it's not alive. But in all actuality, it is alive. It actually has a pulse. It actually breathes and provides other things with life.
How does it have a pulse?
Ah, so you don't even know the earth has a pulse.
How does the earth have a pulse? That makes absolutely no sense.
That makes absolutely no sense to you that the earth has a pulse.
To have a pulse, you have to have blood circulating through your body.
You have to have blood circulating through your body. What? Let me ask you a question. What is a pulse? Do you know what a pulse is?
It's like the beating of like your heart into the blood.
But why are your heart beating? To what? To move rivers of blood across your body, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you see rivers on this earth where water is moving across the plains of the earth?
You're comparing.
Hold on. It is because you come from the earth. You come from the earth. Hold up. You're a human being. You come from the earth. Your body is a replica of the earth. I don't know why people don't understand that.
Yeah, the earth has rivers and I've.
Exactly. The earth is alive. It's alive.
Has oil in it.
The earth ain't dead. The oceans move around. The air moves around.
That's how we're alive.
If the earth was dead, you'd be dead. So if the earth is moving around, hold on. The earth has let me finish. The earth has an electromagnetic pulse on it. The earth has an electromagnetic pulse on it. Scientists have already proven this. But in ancient Egypt, we already knew this because we already gave the earth a name. It was called Gad.
Name one scientist that said that. Exactly.
Plenty of them. Come on, man. You either gotta be really, really not smart to believe that you're living on a planet that is not alive. Yet there's all kinds of life on this planet. All kind of life on this planet. You got dogs, you got cats, you got bears, you got whales, you got sharks, you got insects, you got birds, you got reptiles, all kind of life on this planet, but the planet itself ain't alive. The whole world is alive. The whole universe is alive. Just because you can't sit down and have a conversation with the earth, you think that it's not alive. How small-minded do you have to be? How small-minded do you have to believe that you're the only thing on this planet that's alive? And that the earth itself is not alive. So you tell me, why are the oceans moving around? Why is there volcanoes on this planet?
Because God created them.
No, he did not.
Prove it.
Easy, because God stands for government of democracy, and the government of democracy ain't create nothing.
God doesn't stand for anything.
Yes, it does. God stands for government of democracy, and government of democracy ain't create nothing but a patent agency in the library.
He's created it.
There's no way possible, bro, that you actually believe that you're on a planet that's not alive. Because you can't sit down and have a conversation with it. The planet's not alive.
How is something alive?
Because it has a pulse. The planet has a pulse.
How does the planet have a pulse, you idiot?
The planet does have a pulse, you idiot.
How?
Easy. You don't even know what a pulse is.
Rivers, which makes absolutely no sense at all.
Of course, to a person who doesn't have no sense. I'm shooting right over your head. Your brain cells haven't even caught up enough for you to even realize that in order to have life, you have to have sustainers of life. So the earth has to be alive in order for it to sustain life. It can't be dead. Dang. How far we have fallen when the youth grow up believing that they live on a planet that's not alive. And everybody sees every day that the oceans move around, that the rivers move around, that the air moves around, that life comes from the soil every day, trees, grass, all these things, hold up, all these things come from the planet, yet the planet ain't alive. What? If the planet wasn't alive, then why would a tree come from its soil? If the planet wasn't alive, why would a tree come from its soil? If the planet was dead, it wouldn't be able to sustain life. Yeah, nothing would grow because it'd be dead.
Can you let me talk, please?
No, because you're not making no sense.
Who am I?
So like I said, In order for the planet to have life, it has to be alive. If the planet wasn't alive, there will be no animals on here. We come from the planet. If water sustains us with life, and the animals that eat the fruit from the trees that come from the earth, so that means that the animals and the planet is what? Alive. And just because you can't sit and have a conversation with it does not mean that it doesn't have intelligence. But see, that's what you call being a narcissist within your mind, that you can't even fathom the existence in which you live in. People actually believe that the sun ain't alive. People actually believe that the earth on which they live on ain't alive. That's wow. That's wow. That's wild. And that's what you call the difference between those who believe in life and those who believe in death. Because literally, they see everything around them as being dead, as opposed to understanding that energy is life. Think about it. Does your mind move first, or does your body move first? Does the energy in your mind move first, or does your body move first? Son, let me ask you a question. What moves first? The energy in your mind to move your body, or your body move first? Even my son understands that, Joe. And he's only 8 years old. Talk to me.
So peace, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Lord. How you doing?
Good, good. I just want to salute you for your channel. Keep doing your thing. I just started learning about Kemet. I went to Kemet like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It changed my life. It changed my perspective.
Speak up for me. Speak up for me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You can yell into the phone so the audience can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, no, I went to Kemet 2 or 3 years ago, and I had to tell everybody that it changed my whole perspective on life. The knowledge that I went there and seen is definitely something different. I'm African, so there's the things I seen there. I'm like, wow, these are definitely from my ancestors, and they've been teaching us totally things that were completely wrong for our people. So I just want to salute you for doing your thing, brother.
Well, yeah. You know, the thing about it, bro, is that the reason why they had to stop teaching people and they made it into a Masonic religion is because the thing is that when the New World Order came, the New World Order was the bringers of death. So we went from a period where we celebrated life to the point where we started celebrating death. So now every Sunday, instead of people going out there and actually worshiping the sun like people did during the so-called pagan religion years, now we go out there and we worship a dead man on the cross as opposed to worshiping the sun itself, who is literally the bringer of life and light every single day. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we had to,
that alone is the pulse. You know, the sun is the pulse that gives us life. Our ancestors, even the uncles, life. They weren't able to create a symbol if they didn't think that this source in the earth didn't have a pulse.
Yeah, you know, it tripped me out when I was talking to the young dude. It's like, you know, he like, well, you know, and I've heard this before. You know, it's not like this ain't something that I've never heard before, but I've heard it before that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, how can the sun be alive You know, have you ever talked to the sun? Yet these are the same people who believe in a God that they've never seen before. You hear me?
Right.
Nobody's ever seen Allah. Nobody's ever sat and talked with Allah. Nobody's ever sat and talked with this God that they talk about. Yet something that they actually see, like the sun, that actually shows them that it creates the water that they drink, it creates the food that they eat. They don't believe in that, even though it's scientifically proven that the sun creates your existence every day.
Right.
But they'll sit there and want to point you to a Bible that man created and want to teach you about this man that they killed and tell you that this man created the sun and created the heavens and the earth. Yet there's no science behind that.
Right.
There's no science behind that. They just tell they force you to believe in that. But in ancient Kemet, when we believed in the sun that created all these things and could prove it scientifically and build temples and monuments to that, that's considered to be pagan. Yet the religion of the people, of the deities that nobody has ever seen, is supposed to be the way, the truth, and the light. You get what I'm saying?
I don't understand, man. You know, knowledge is, you gotta learn knowledge and, knowledge of self, and hopefully these people will know the
And
truth.
then listen. When you show them an ancient cross that predates the Christian cross and show the scientific science behind it of understanding the knowledge of the 0 and the 1 and negative and positive energy, and how that's an actual scientific proof of how you make electricity, which is the basis of life, they say, nah, that's not true. And it's like, but see, that's what they want. They want you to be dumb, deaf, and blind. Because once you understand the science of the universe, can't nobody just come and tell you anything, because everything that you're learning is based off of the true science of the planet, the true science of the cosmos, the true science of the universe.
Right.
Not just that you were born into sin and that you gotta, worship this man over here in order for you to get eternal life. Eternal life is already granted to you because you're an energy being.
Right.
You're already a being that's born divine. You come from a woman. That's what a crown is. People don't understand. The first crown comes from a man's head coming out of the vagina. You hear me?
Right. Facts.
But,
brother.
they done took the science and done twisted it all up. And instead of people actually worshiping life now they're the bringers of death. So they tell you the sun is dead. They tell you the earth is dead. They tell you everything is dead.
Yeah, now they want the world to really be dead.
No, the reason why they tell you everything is dead because they want you to worship death.
Yeah, they don't want life.
No.
It's like they're against life.
They are. That's why they poison and pollute the planet.
That's true, brother. Thank you for accepting my call, brother. I'll leave you alone.
Peace. Hotel.
Hotel.
And like I said, it's real simple. And I know it's kind of, a tripped out for people to actually believe that, this rock that you're standing on is actually alive. That these elements that's on this planet are actually alive. Because you can't sit down and have a conversation with it, you think it's not intelligent. You can't sit down and have a conversation with a dog, but it's still intelligent. The phone lines is open. If you believe what I'm saying is wrong, you can always call me up at 323-497-6825. That's 497-6825. Why do everybody worship death as opposed to life now? Why do we live in such a deaf culture as opposed to a culture based on life, of understanding life? And getting back to the original code of the universe. That's why they don't want to teach you about ancient Kemet. Because it makes you intelligent. It makes you self-aware. You look up every day and understand that every day you got is a blessing. As opposed to just worshiping death, destruction, chaos. And see, the thing about it is that when I talk to the Christians and I'll be like, well, yeah, y'all done did a whole, oh, well, you know, those were the bad Christians. No, it's not. Your religion is based on badness. Your religion is really the religion of the devil. Christianity, Islam, is the religion of the devils, and that's why you see them killing and murdering each other now. When you believe that the sun is dead, when you believe that the earth is dead, you practice a religion of death. It's a religion of death. It's a religion of destruction. It's a religion on chaos. It's a religion of lies. And that's why it's the total opposite of ancient Egypt. Egypt was based on life, the symbol of life. The worshiper of light. The way, the truth, and the light. And it goes so deep. Hey, listen, it goes so deep, man. I can literally be on here just showing you how these new religions have destroyed the planet. Like I told y'all, and this, what I did was it 2 weeks ago when we were talking about, I told y'all. In ancient Kemet, you had 42 commandments. And went from 42 commandments to 10 commandments. From 10 commandments to no commandments. The reason why Christians have no commandments is because it's the devil's religion. Why would the devil follow any of the commandments of Ra? Why would it be practicing teaching the people? It wouldn't. It's a religion based on death, not life. If you disagree, listen. You can call me at 323-497-6825. Don't just say it in the chat. Call up and let the chat know how you feel. 6825. And like I said, anytime any of y'all ever want to have a debate, man, I would love to. I would love to. Talk to me. Talk to me. You on?
You still on the live?
Yeah, you on live right now.
Yeah. So I'm just saying like all things exist from the grand creator. So
Who's the grand creator?
the creator of all that exists.
And who is that?
So when you do the creator of all that exists.
Who is the creator of all that exists?
So when you give him thanks for all that exists, and that He has sustained us with, that's who that's that's who you that's who you're worshiping and giving praise to with all the fiber of your beings. When you're saying thank you for everything and praising and giving goodness to back to the Creator from which all things that exist come into existence, whether you can see it or not. We didn't bring it here.
We did it.
I mean, through the Grand Creator, where all things exist and originate from out of nothing.
And where's the nothing at?
It's the nothing. That's what it is.
It's the
All
nothing.
things, and then everything that comes into existence goes back to, and it goes back to the nothingness. All creation that comes from nothingness, and it decays and goes back and it recycles and reincarnates, and that's the Grand Creator. That's what the Grand Creator does. It creates itself. It's knowing itself in all creation. If that's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's all it does. Creates life. Creates what it is. That's all it can do.
Are you a Christian?
That's what it does.
Are
No
you?
matter what you call it.
Are you a Christian?
We enjoy it. We love it. We love it.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a creation of the Grand Creator. Spirit and I don't have titles like that. I'm just a
Well,
being.
I understand that, man. But you know, I understand everything that you're saying. What I'm failing to realize is your point.
I'm not into all of that. I'm just.
Okay, well, if you're not into all of that, why you call for it?
I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks to the Grand Creator of all that exists. The sun, the moon, me, you.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm past that. I'm past the giving thanks part. I'm talking about the explanation of the universe. I don't get your point for calling. What's your point of calling? What's your point in calling?
Well, of all that is.
Okay,
Well,
thank you. That don't make no sense. I'm just calling you to tell you that everything comes from the Grand Creator. What is the Grand Creator? I don't know the Grand Creator. Well, it sounds like you just calling me. You don't know what the hell's going on. See, the thing about it is that there's an explanation for these things. It's not just everything just comes from the Grand Creator. No, there's an explanation for why everything comes from where it comes from. See, education is not that hard. Observation is not that hard. The sun creates every day. That's what the Creator is. Every plant, every animal, every tree that you see comes from the energy source. And it creates them in all different forms and fashions. And you get to see it every single day. Because the Creator is day, is the sun. The sun is the Creator. You try to create something in the dark. It's impossible. You have to have light in order to create. You have to have energy in order to create. Nobody creates anything in the dark. You have to have light. That's why the creation starts with light. Light, life. The word just comes from the Creator. Okay, yeah, okay. The phone lines is open, 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. See, the thing about it is this, real simple. Talk to me.
Yo.
Yo.
Hey, so tell me, why
Uh-huh.
were you a slave in America or your people?
What?
Why was your people slaves in America?
Why were they? You tell me.
Didn't they say that back in Deuteronomy was gonna happen to y'all?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, bro, stop lying, bro. Read the Bible. You already know.
Why should I read the Bible?
Like I said, like I said, answer my question. Why are we all slaves in America?
No, I don't answer questions. I ask them.
It was prophesied. That's why. Because why the Bible's the truth.
No. We're not
Israelite, bro. You
prophesized.
can't escape it, bro.
That's just something that white folks use to enslave people with.
I got proof from heaven of a man on the clouds.
You
with
got
holy
proof
hair,
from
bro.
nowhere. You don't
That's
have
your
no
whole
proof.
argument.
You just talking.
You heard me?
You just talking.
I'm not talking. I already told you. Click on my profile picture, but you're trying to be out
Hey,
here
you keep
running
talking
your mouth.
about no profile picture. Profile picture of what?
Just type my channel in, and then you'll see for yourself, bro.
I don't need to see. See what?
You over here saying he ain't real and stuff, bro. You better get proof.
He's not real. I just saw you. The sun is real.
Brother,
You
don't
want me to look at a
understand.
profile
Like I
picture
said,
of
click on
what?
my profile picture and literally that will.
Like,
disprove
all you
everything
what
you're
you
saying.
do to do is just go outside and look at the sun. That's all you need to do.
Bro, yes, we see the sun. We all know the sun's here.
Exactly,
That's freaking too light. That was made
exactly.
to
But
warm the
nobody's
sun.
seen Yahweh.
Welcome to the day,
Nobody's
welcome to
seen
the night.
Yahweh. Nobody's seen him. We got to go on your profile picture to see Yahweh. Come on, man, knock it off. Why we got to go on your profile picture? Why we got to go on your profile picture to see Yahweh? How come you can't just go outside and show everybody where he's at? You can't do it. I'm talking no. Just go outside and look at the sun.
You don't understand how
The sun is real simple, man.
You're following.
All you gotta do is just go outside and look at the sun, and the sun actually creates everything.
Answer my question. Why are you slaves in America?
No, you just talking. You just talking, bro. That don't have nothing to do with the conversation
Yes,
tonight.
it does.
It has
Why are you
nothing to
here?
do
Come
with
on,
it.
Make sense. Make it make
No,
sense.
it don't make sense, bro.
Yes,
The
it
Bible
does.
is created by man.
It was
That's your
prophesied
problem,
by
bro.
God.
That's your problem. You need to stop
doubt
following the
prophecy. That's your
ways of
problem.
man and just go outside and look in the sky.
You doubt prophecy, brother.
All you gotta do is go outside and look in the sky.
Like I said, again, you know,
I ain't gotta go to
Don't
no
doubt
profile
prophecy.
picture to go see who God is. All I gotta do is just go outside. It's really just that simple. And when people
I'm
start
crazy.
doing
Guess
that,
what? I got.
they'll be better
crazy.
off, yo,
And
because
I was
going
gonna ask you,
outside.
Why? Because he actually answers prayers. But for you're in doubt.
Talk to me.
Well, I'm listening to the content and I'm understanding. Can you hear me?
No. Can you speak up some?
Okay, can you hear me now?
No, you got to really like yell a little bit so I can
Okay.
hear you.
Give me a second. What about now?
Okay, a little bit loud. I know you got a soft voice, but you can talk a little bit
Okay,
louder.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm understanding everything you're saying because all isn't all. When it comes down to the creator, it's all being. So why would you put a man just in the place of all being?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It's like the way that I'm trying to explain it to you is that, and it's real simple, is that understanding the science of ancient Kemet and their understanding of life and how it actually coincides in real life, as opposed to me just teaching you that you were born into sin and that this man is going to come back and save you one day from you being an immoral person. That's not really religion. That's really just slavery. You know what I'm saying? The real truth is understanding the science of life, which empowers you to understand what life really is, as opposed to walking around dumb, deaf, and blind. See, when people want to start teaching you about slavery and this and that, and you know, as a religion context, and start teaching you that this man came and he was sacrificed, that's not teaching you what life is. It's just teaching you that, you know what I'm saying, this creator came and died for you because you was a bad person, but it never explains to you what the sun is. never explains to you what the moon is, never explains to you what the earth is, what water is, what all the different aspects of life is. Because once you understand all the different aspects of life, now you'll be more secure in life because you know what life is, as opposed to, living in a religion that, that basically teaches you to be a better slave. That makes sense to you?
Well, yes, because I do understand everything you're saying because water is spirit, fire is spirit, air is spirit, earth is spirit. But it just goes down to, you're right, we have been indoctrinated, but I think that you trying to explain everything in a concept of unknowing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a level that the conscious will have to reach to before they understand that. Because when it comes down to the creator and you really identify with the creator, you realize all is all. And you can't change that. Like, we need the sun to live, and you are correct. It produces life, energy. And we are energy. We are life, which we are gods too, because we create also. But that would be a conscious thing, and I don't think everybody is ready to wake up yet.
Well, yeah, a lot of them aren't. And that's the ones that you mostly have the most battles with because they don't even understand that basic concept that you are an energy being before you are even a flesh being. So they
Correct.
don't even understand the concept of energy. How can they understand the concept of the energy that surrounds them? You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You should be able to relate and see the two, that your life is being sustained by another energy source. So that
Yes.
means that that energy source must have life within it too.
Correct.
Just like you being a child. When you're a child, where do you get your food and substance from? You get it from your
From
parents.
my mom. Correct. From the breast.
You get it from the breast of a woman, and your life
Mm-hmm.
spirit comes from the soul of your father. So you
Correct.
come from you
And
yourself as
that's,
one being, one
I'm
human
sorry.
being. You come from two sources, correct?
Yes, and that's like the sun. The sun carries the fire. All is in all, but I don't think people are not really ready for this. And that's why even when Yeshua, if we want to go into the Bible, even when Yeshua tried to explain the same concept but in a different format, he had to speak in parables. He had to be, you understand, Lord, I'm sorry, his conscience to allow other people to understand that it is. That's why he said, "Why look outside? Because everything is in. Like, we carry the fire, the air, the earth. We are the God, But they have indoctrinated us with so much to that would be, you got to understand the psychologists of how they manipulated us. So
Well, I understand
that
the
would be
psychology.
a
I
process.
understand it. I understand it completely because I was raised in it just like everybody else was.
Correct, and I were too.
So the thing about it is that once I started actually studying, what I'm saying, ancient Kemet, to me it was just really really simple. It really broke it down, and I gotta remember sometimes that it can't be simple for other people because their souls are attached to that devilish religion. So I understand it's like that's like real struggle for them. That's why they get so mad and angry and stuff like that when they like what do you mean the sun is alive? You had somebody actually
Yes,
get up here and
yes,
argue with me that the sun was alive, what I'm saying, and argue with me about the earth being alive. So I'm just like, um, people don't
it's
understand that
like
the whole universe is life within itself. There's two aspects to the universe, darkness and light.
correct.
And it's really
But
just that simple. And we come from both. We're both negative and positive beings. But if
without it, we wouldn't exist because we need both.
you need both. So when I
For
explain to
everything
people
plays its
let me explain
part.
this concept to you, Queen, real fast before I let you go.
Mhm.
You know how in the Bible it teaches you that man, that woman came from man, right?
Mhm.
And that woman is secondary to man, right?
But that's not true. But I
Well, yeah,
understand
me
what
and
you're
you
saying.
know that that's not true. You know what I'm saying? But
Correct.
this is what is taught in the Abrahamic religions. They teach you in Islam, they treat the woman like she's a second-hand person, and in Christianity, they teach you that you are the evilest person because you're the one
Yeah.
who was talking to the serpent and all this other stuff because he was teaching you the truth. But the thing about it is that once you really just understand and look at it from a real natural aspect of every living thing that you see on this planet, regardless of their religion, where they are, whatever, they all come from a woman still.
Correct,
They,
because the woman produces life.
yeah, so they all have to come out of the darkness into the light. And that goes for
So
cows, that goes for
let me ask
humans,
you a question
that goes
then,
for
since you
seeds
brought
and
that up, because
uh-huh.
this everybody. Well, let me just ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
by you saying that the woman create life, right?
Yeah.
Then why is it that they made the man? They made. Why did they take the Godhead female out of the religion and just put three males? Do you think that was a concept of? I know certain things we can't put on here, but if you know about Solomon and Gomorrah,
Oh yeah,
do
yeah.
you
You
think
talking about
the
because there was
concept of effeminized
yeah, a
the
homosexual
natural?
reality, a homosexual religion, basically what you're saying.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Well, yeah. When you look at the cross itself, it's no feminine properties within the cross. The cross itself is a dead man on a pole. I don't
Mhm.
even know how that's even looked at as a religion, but it is. I don't even know
Yeah.
how people walk around with a dead man on their chest as a form of, I'm saying, a religious artifact. But it is in this society and across the world. People go into churches and they stare there and look at a dead man on the cross. But like I
Mhm.
told you, there's only two religions on this world, and that's life and death. So we're in the period right now, just like I was telling you about the darkness and the light, we're in the period of now of
Right.
darkness. That's why on Sunday, people don't go outside and worship the sun. They go where? Inside
The
and
church.
worship death.
Yeah. Or they go to church.
They go into church. That's what it is.
And Sundays are Saturn, correct?
No, Sundays is supposed to be the day of worshiping Ra, the sun.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
supposed to be the first day of the week because the sun is a symbol of one.
Mhm.
Saturn is what you will call like a zero number. It's like a representation of zero, or like a
Mhm.
black hole. Black hole is zero. So that's why I was telling people mathematically earlier that one has to come out of zero. That's how you get one.
Definitely.
It's something manifesting itself in the darkness and bringing
Mhm.
itself into existence. That's how you get one. That's how you get man. But the zero itself represents the womb of a woman, or the womb of the black hole in which the sun came out of and manifested itself into existence, the same way a man manifests itself inside of the womb of a woman in darkness.
Mhm.
So it has to come out of zero in order to come into what? Into one.
One.
And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then to get to another cycle of the universe, you have to go
Mhm.
through zero again, which represents the womb. You have to go through zero again in order to get back to another one. So that
So would you
shows you
say
that
all that is like a start over, reset?
it's a stargate. That's how we taught it
Mhm.
in back in ancient Kemet, that the zero, the top of the Ankh that you see, is the
Mhm.
stargate in the portal from which all life come from. The womb in the
Okay.
cosmos, the womb that represents the seed and the plant and the tree. You know what I'm saying? And the womb
Yeah.
that's
So
in
you
every.
think that's why they demonizing the woman womb now?
Well, yeah, they're demonizing the woman womb now because they demonize life.
They need that energy. They pull from that
You
energy,
know what I
correct?
just learned
And they
today?
make it
That
into nothing.
50% of all black women that get some
Mm-hmm.
kind of fibroid cancer or something like that,
Mm.
the hospitals tell them to take out their
Ovary,
no, not their ovary,
the
their
uterus, the uterus.
the uterus.
Yes,
And the reason why they do that is because they don't want you to have any
have
concept of
children.
exactly.
And you know what's so crazy? And we're gonna go after this, but my daughter just beat leukemia,
Mhm.
and I learned a lot in that medical thing. And I'm understanding everything you're saying. You know, some of us are to walk into corporations to understand the process of how they did us, right?
Mhm.
And the doctor was talking to me, and when they was telling me that she needed a transfusion, basically they said that she could not use the melanated people blood because really it was not effective. So without her brother doing the transfusion, she would have had to get what it was German blood,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mhm.
And I heard the spirit say that they trying to taint our blood. That's why they giving it. You know, people eating this meat, and I don't know if I can say this, but they need to stop eating the meat because they contaminating the blood,
Yeah.
and blood carries the life.
Yeah, it does. It does
So,
carry
you
light.
know, and that's why people's minds, that's why I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to break them like that because the mind has been tainted. It's crystallized,
Yeah. Well, the
you
thing
know.
about it is that they're not in the business of making you a conscious being that is self-reliant, self-governing,
Correct.
and self-sustaining. Their main objective is to keep you, you know what I'm saying, in the school like the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
fish, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, so that you don't, you have the peer pressure and you don't break the societal norms or what I call the forced assimilation of the population of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
the truth is real simple. Everybody see like we can, you have to be. Somebody has to convince you that a woman came from a man because in life, when you look at it, you know for a fact that women make men,
Yeah. But the
and that
man only
man,
like don't he just and I'm sorry, he just penetrate the seed, correct?
yeah,
That's it. Because the
man
woman
manifests
carries the life
himself inside
already.
a woman. So it's not the other way around. Man manifests himself inside a woman. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that woman manifests herself inside a man, and that's what they try to teach you in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That everything that you see around you ain't what you seeing. You literally get up every day and see this big ass ball of sun providing you with light and life every day, but they want to convince you that it's something else.
But
You,
if you go back into, and you know, not, I'm not discrediting nothing because I'm understanding you. But if you go into Romans, Paul even said all things are plainly seen.
plainly
You
seen.
know, he said you could go out and see that all things is the Creator. So I don't, like I said, I think they all in illusion. You know, it's only going to be a handful of us that walk out of this planet. And when it comes down to the end of the world, you know, the world being destroyed, it's the people. Everything, it's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know how it was the city was destroyed? It's
Mm-hmm.
just going to be the people. The world continue to live. It says that in the Bibles they want to contradict anything that you would say. Even the word lines up with the truth. It's just that some people are not seeing it yet.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing about it is like I try to well, I ain't gonna try to say I strive my best to strive to educate people, and like I said, I'm always up for a debate if anybody want to try to tell me otherwise. But it's hard to debate somebody who looks at life plainly as opposed to,
Bob,
yeah, you got to go
Bob.
into this Bible and try to pull out verses and stuff, and it's like, well, no, that's not the actual science of the universe. See, everything that I've
Right.
learned from ancient Kemet, I've actually been able to prove on a scientific basis. So it's hard to discredit that because these Europeans are still students of
Yeah,
ancient
that's,
Egypt still to
I
this day.
agree.
They're still over there, still trying to learn because they know that that's from the source of knowledge.
Correct.
So
And that's why they contaminating the world because they don't have the knowledge. And you don't have the. It's just like this.
no, they have the knowledge,
Anything
but they're
that
the
is.
bringers of death. That's what they're doing. Their purpose is to bring death. That's why they've committed so much genocide across the planet.
That's what I was about to say. You know, anything good that an evil person could will hold, they would turn it into evil. Because it, you know,
Yeah,
so anything if they're evil, they're gonna destroy it anyway. Even if it was good, that's their assignment.
that's their assignment. So
Hmm.
that's why I say it's like it's not even. That's why I just laugh when because arguing with them,
But
they don't look at
But when
life.
you teach them, but when
Yeah,
you teach them like this, you can't get mad because you have to understand that everybody's mind is versatile, is different, and you have to also even get down to that level. You might have to get into the word. That's probably why God placed you there, so that you can line it up with everything.
oh no,
You
I've
know,
read the Bible. Like I said, I've read
that's
the
what I'm
Bible from
saying. So
Genesis. I can quote scriptures and stuff like that. If I want to come up here and start quoting scriptures, I can do it. But the
not
thing
just
is,
that, you can put the Kemet and the scriptures together because let me say this:
uh huh,
no disrespect to no religion, but all religions have part of the truth. You understand where I'm going?
mm-hmm,
So it's like they say, a wise man, if he separated himself, he intimate in all wisdom, just like we have, went
mm-hmm,
into the Christianity, read up on other religions, then you start understanding because your mind is now unlocked. But
yeah,
if nobody get outside that book they call the Bible, you understand what I'm saying? It stays locked. That's why they call it the gospel,
yeah,
because
the
you're
gospel.
there.
Boom, I like that. You heard that? She said it's called the gospel. You stuck in a spell. Yeah, it is a
Yeah,
spell, and it's a
because
spell
they
that's
don't want to
been.
get outside the book. See,
Well,
the thing is,
it's not
once you
even
get
just they want to
outside the
get
book,
outside the book.
now you gotta, you have to lose your mind to understand the truth, truly.
No, I'm gonna tell you something, Queen. You know this is how crazy it is. I'm gonna tell you something because, like you said earlier, everything is written is in plain sight. There's two
Yeah.
religions in this country. There's the ones that they give the masses, which is called Christianity, and then there's the
Mm,
one of the masters, which is called Masonic knowledge.
that's right, the godness. That's the
Yeah,
hidden knowledge.
the hidden knowledge. So the hidden knowledge of the Masonic knowledge is the ancient Egyptian knowledge, the
Yeah. And
understanding
then
of
they wonder why
duality.
they say, well, they so evil, but they don't understand that all things play together. I know that it sounds cruel,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what you call life. Everything has
Yeah.
its play together. And it's like this here. In order for God to even know good, I mean bad, he has to walk with us, right? That's why they say God is in us. He walked with us, we experience it. Guess what? We become the judge, we become the God. And when they're looking for a God to come out the sky, if you don't evolve, the Bible tells you that if they want to get religious, the Bible says that if you don't consume the spirit, then the spirit consumes you. So what happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
You get trampled over, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on now. Like even now, you're trying to explain that life is in all things. You can't do that to dead people.
Woo! You
And I'm
can't do
sorry,
that to
I don't
dead
mean
people.
to
Wow.
criticize no one, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's powerful right there, Queen. Like you said, it. You can't tell people that life is in all things if they already dead. They want to be able to
Yeah.
understand that.
And if they want to get religious, the Bible says a good man think on all good things, right? And it
Yeah.
becomes what? Life.
Yeah.
You think on all bad things, so it lets you know that it tells us the world is dead. So how can you, I don't want to say anymore because I don't know what YouTube allows to say.
Now, on my channel, you can speak freely. Ain't no, I don't do that. We can't say that, and this is gonna.
Okay. But how can you, awaken a mass of people that you look at what's going on in the government? How can we allow one person to say, "Oh, they control everything"? You know what's going on? Like, really, what's going on with the minds of man?
Mm,
If you can't allow your own free thinking, everybody looking alike. They got to get this transformation. And Spirit just showed me why we have the LBG community because when you lust enough, everything look the same.
mm,
That's just like gluttony.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of things is happening because people don't want to hear that because they're dead.
Yeah. And to me, it's
But you
just
have
it's
to have contentment, with the
yeah.
people. I was listening to you, and you did sound a little rude. And excuse me for I'm not here to, um, say anything wrong to you, but I was like, oh, you need to be a little calm with the people because everybody don't think like us.
Oh no, I know for a fact they
The
don't.
compassion.
I know for a fact everybody don't think like that. But see, that's the thing about it is that, like I tell everybody, it's already the knowledge is already here. It's two religions really in this society. It's the Christian religion and the Masonic religion. And the cool
Oh,
thing about it is that all the government buildings in this society not built by Christians, they're built by the Masons. And
correct.
what the
Because
Masons
we're not
believe,
everybody looking at the other side like Jerusalem. That's here. Everything is here in America, you know. But nobody understand that. And I understand we can go to another place and see certain things because they tore down a lot here,
yeah,
you know. So we have to go
yeah, it's
outside
a
of where we
global,
are.
yeah, it's a global
But we
empire.
are the indigenous people. We are the true Moors, you
All
know.
you got to do is
I
go
know my
down,
grandmother's a Blackfoot Indian.
yeah.
So I know that where we come from, we come from here.
All you got
And
to do is
it's
go
just
down.
sad.
All you got to do is go down to South America and go down there to Mexico and look
Correct.
at the pyramids down there, which has the same base size as the pyramids in ancient Egypt, and you'll
Uh-huh.
see that this was not just an isolated way of life. The biggest pyramid down here in America is called the Sun Pyramid. down there in Mexico. And the reason why it's called the Sun Pyramid is because it was based upon the same science that was over there in ancient Kemet. It's no different. And it's not an inside church, it's a what? It's an outside temple to represent what? What everybody could see plainly in front of them.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that when you want to hide the truth from people, you have to hide it in plain sight.
But can I say something to you? And I just got this download.
Uh-huh.
You know that when you carry treasure the way that you have the information, do you know that it becomes dangerous? You know, that means that I know that we want to share everything to the world, but that's why a lot of high people got destroyed, you know. That's just like your treasure. You got to contain that. It's only a few should know this type of information because it carry power. You understand?
Yeah.
And you can't give it all to people that's like dogs. They'll come and listen to it, but they're never going to get it.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact.
You know? So it's like when you do give it out, you have to just understand that I got you. As soon as I start hearing you speaking, I start understanding off top. Like I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But everybody won't get it.
Well, yeah, that's why we talking past them. We talking to each other.
Correct.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
no disrespect to the people.
Yeah. You know, the thing about knowledge is that it's just like all knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to get it and some people aren't. Like, I understand Christianity more than Christians do because I understand exactly who Jesus was. Like, I had a show 2 weeks ago and I was telling them that Jesus was actually a pharaoh.
That's right.
And they was like, oh, no, you know. I said, well, historically, you tell me anybody in that region that walked around and said that they were the son of God. The only person that did that was the pharaoh. He knew how to walk on water. I have a necklace of that. People don't even understand what that is. He knew how to create wine. He had all the technology of the world when it came to when it came to human suffering. That's why when you see America now, all the technology that we have of the world when it comes to human suffering comes from ancient Egypt. How to walk on water, how to create wine, how to all the marvelous things that they said that Jesus created. All of those things were taught by the ancient Kemetic people, what we used to call magic, which is now called technology.
Or they'll call it voodoo. See, the white man has already...
No, I'm not even talking about necessarily voodoo. I'm talking about actual technology of how to manifest things into existence. Not the spiritual magic, but the magic of technology, which we used to call magic, which is now called technology, as far as like how to make a chair, how to make tape. We got to remember when they opened up King Tut's tomb, they wanted to know all of the magic of things he created.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The chariots, the chairs, the footstools, all of those things. It's a whole magic process behind manifesting things from thought into existence, out of the darkness and into the light. So we knew how to create all of these things: glasses, electro light bulbs, flying, cars. All that is old science.
So
but
how do we get back there, though? How do we get back to that part?
Well, the thing about it, we're on a different side of the planet. So the thing is that you got to remember, in ancient Egypt, the West was considered where the dead people were. You hear me? So when people were buried in ancient Egypt, they were buried in the western part of the country. You hear me?
Gotcha, because the eastern is life, correct?
The east is life because east is where the sun rises.
Oh, that's why. But see, and look, just even you talking like that, not even bringing the Bible up, but I must bring this up. You remember when Solomon was talking about building the temple, and he said, if they pray to the east, would you forgive them? He kept saying, yeah. So, you know, a lot of that, that's why I say I can understand everything you're saying, because it's like unlocking my DNA, you know?
Yeah. So you gotta remember, even when you, and I know this gonna sound crazy to a lot of people, but when you go and look at the Wizard of Oz, right? Where was the Wicked Witch from?
The East. right?
She was from the east, or was she from the west?
I don't know. I don't see it, but
In
I
the
don't.
chat,
I never
in
look
the
at
chat,
Genesis.
where was the wicked witch from? Anybody in the chat?
Was it the East?
No, it was in the west. The wicked witch of the west.
Okay.
So they put it in little subliminal things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
But the thing is that in ancient Egypt, the west was considered death.
Okay.
So this nation that we live in, they call themselves what? Westerners.
Yeah.
Europe is in the west. America is in the west.
Hmm.
So we live in a culture of death. We don't live in a culture of life. You
That's
know
why they're so contaminated. Yeah.
exactly. That's why death is so worshipped. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because I done went to other countries and seen like it's different. The atmosphere, the smell, everything. You know. So going to different countries is like you start
Yeah.
recognizing, oh, this why
And
they
for
don't
those
eat
who don't
certain
believe me,
stuff
all you got to
over
do is
there.
go
You
look
know.
it up. All of the temples, like I said, for those in the chat who don't believe me, all you got to go do is go look it up. The people that were buried in ancient Kemet, the Valley of the Kings is in West Egypt. Because life was always considered to come from the east. Because the sun comes from the east. The sun sets in the what?
Mm,
In the west.
mm. So
So
why do so basically what you're saying, like we are going to be able to come out of this, though, correct?
when we're going through a phase, there's only two phases in life. You
Mm-hmm.
have the sun
Life and
phase and
death.
life and death. So you have one kingdom, which was the kingdom of Asar, which is the kingdom of life. You know what I'm saying? Where everything is life, and you know what I'm saying? And then you have the
Mm-hmm.
kingdom of Set, which is where everything is death.
Okay.
So there's only been always two kings that have ruled over this planet. The kingdom of life
Okay.
and the kingdom of death.
Gotcha.
So right now we're not worshiping life. I'm sure everybody can see that. When you go to the
Yeah.
Pope and the Pope got a cross, got a staff and the scepter in his hand, and the scepter is not a symbol of life; it's a symbol of a dead man on the cross.
Mm.
So the Christians can say whatever they want to say, but
Yeah, that's powerful, though. I didn't thought of it that way, but you are correct. That's why there's so much going on.
yes, because we're ruled by the people who brought death. That's why they bring
Mm.
death and destruction across the. It's like when you rewind the clock and you listen. Just all you gotta do is go listen to the Native Americans. The Native Americans didn't believe in death in the aspect of worshiping it the same way that these people do it, where they're killing and
Mm.
murdering and destroying the planet and polluting
They
the earth,
celebrate it.
the soil, the air, the water. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They took care of nature. So the water was clean
Correct.
when the Europeans got over here. The soil wasn't contaminated when the Europeans got over here, and the air wasn't contaminated. But now that the Europeans have came over and took over the land, the air's contaminated, the land's contaminated, and the water's contaminated. So therefore, what? The people are contaminated.
That's correct.
So you're not living in a culture of life. You're living in a culture of death. And
Wow.
that's why people go every Sunday and go worship death and keep talking about one day he's going to come back and bring forth what?
Life.
Life.
But in order now, that's the craziest thing. Even us talking about this. So what's going to happen if they contaminate everything, the food, the water? What's going to happen to us?
The same thing that's already happening to us. High cancer
Right?
rates, lower death. What's that called? Lower life
But you
expansion.
can't avoid. I was thinking about that last night. I was like, dang, even if you try to get natural foods, it's hard to get it now because they don't stole everything or killed everything. Everything they touch, they destroy.
Everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. That's why I love ancient Kemet, because it gave me so much of understanding. Like, oh, okay. That's why we're living there. That's why things are the way that they are, because we're living in the age of death.
Yeah.
And once I understood that, and I started studying ancient Kemet, and I realized that that cross was the symbol of life, and yet the whole planet was clean. Now we live in the symbol of death, and the whole planet is dirty.
Contaminated.
So we went from one world order to this new world order, and the new world order is the people who brought death and destruction to the planet,
Mm.
as
So
opposed
what's
to the
gonna happen
king
to
who
us with
lived on
this
the throne.
knowledge? The ones who got the knowledge. What's
Huh?
gonna happen to us?
Say that again.
What's gonna happen to the people that understand this, though? You know, are we gonna go into? I feel like we're gonna go back into a ball like the light. I think that we're gonna go to a place where we're not gonna eat as much. We're gonna just feed off the energy.
Well, we have to clean up the planet. This is an old cycle. Like this has happened before. If you go and you look at like North Africa, where Atlantis used to be at, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Atlantis got destroyed, it literally desertified the whole North Africa
Mm-hmm.
to the point where that hasn't even been right ever since. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you look at South America, right? South America, those jungles and forests, those are all man-made. Man made those jungles.
Mm-hmm.
We put those trees and planted them like that so that it can grow like that and become a forest. But
I
the
guess that's why they try to keep us on jobs, huh? So we won't use our creativity.
well, they don't want you to self. That was the whole part of the plan. The whole part of the plan is to make you to become dependent.
Correct.
The Indians was self-sustaining people. I was just
That's
looking at a
right.
story. They didn't need the Europeans for nothing. It was their
Nothing.
yeah, just like the African people. They didn't need the people for nothing. But once you come and you oppress the people and you take away their culture because